Dun 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 dun. You want to get nuts? Let's get nuts. I'm eating nuts.
Dan it, dude who loves movies. Dan it, dude who loves movies.
What's up, dudes and dudettes? My name's Cody, and I'm BATDUDE. And tonight I want to talk to you guys about TheFlash. Now, TheFlash is a very high anticipated movie that people have been waiting for a very long time. I want to make it clear, I don't really know much about The Flash. When it comes to knowledge for superheroes, it's very, very minimum. So take that with a grain of salt with this review. And this is something I probably shouldn't be saying, but I'm going to. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I only saw this movie because of Michael Keaton. If Michael Keaton wasn't in this movie, my excitement level for it would have been very low to none. I had no interest in this at all, but I will say I'm glad I saw it because I actually really enjoyed the movie. I think EzraMiller did a great job, especially portraying themselves as an older Barry Allen and then a younger Barry Allen. And I like that they had like two different ones. It's like you had this one Barry Allen that has lived with the fact that his mother's been dead, and then there's another Barry Allen who's been living, 18 years with knowing his mom there. When you suffer a tragedy when you're a younger person, it makes you grow up a lot faster. Tragedy can affect a person's outcome. Like the Barry Allen who was 18, he had roommates, friends, this and that. And then the Barry Allen that went through tragedy, he was kind of a loner, kept to himself because he had this motive. He wanted to prove that his dad was innocent, so he was so busy working on that. Where the other Barry Allen didn't have to do that because he was just a kid living a normal life. There's a great scene, that's one of my favorite scenes of the movie, where older Barry Allen and younger Barry Allen are kind of in an argument. And older Barry Allen pulls out a monkey and he's like, "You use monkey as a dart practice for darts." And the younger Barry Allen's all like, "What's the big deal? It's just a monkey. Mom gives us monkeys all the time." And you know that the older Barry Allen's like, "This is the only monkey I have from Mom." But he doesn't say that because he doesn't want to tell younger Barry Allen that his mom's dead, because he doesn't want that to affect the outcome of what's already going on. He's already messed up the universe that's going on. So older Barry Allen is trying to get new Barry Allen his powers, and in the process he loses his powers. So the whole movie is him trying to get his powers back and trying to get younger Barry Allen ready for this war against Zod. Because Zod is coming back in this universe, and it's a universe that doesn't have like a Superman. It doesn't have the Justice League yet, or has a different version, or they just haven't come together yet. So they realize that there's really nobody around. So they look up Bruce Wayne, and they go to Wayne Manor, and when they go there, they find an older, rugged Bruce Wayne who you can tell hasn't been out in a while. He's kind of a hermit. He has a long beard, gray hair, long hair, and he just kind of hangs out you can tell he just hangs out at the manor just by himself. So they go in and break out who they think is Kal-El, but it's not Kal-El. It's actually Supergirl. I can't think of what Supergirl's name is, but that's also played by SashaCalle.
SashaCalle.
SashaCalle. So SashaCalle is in this stall, or in this chamber, and they rescue her, but it's not Kal-El. So okay, we gotta leave. But older Barry Allen's like, "No, let's save her because she needs help." And so they pick her up and they take her. Anyway, she's very weak because I think it's because she needs to feed off the sun, or she gets her powers from the sun. So she's been kept captive and in the dark. So they escape, and she's in the sun, and she gets her powers back and whatnot. Anyways, SashaCalle SashaCalle. She did a great job as Supergirl. I really did. They didn't do a lot with her. She did have more screen time than BenAffleck, though, I believe. But she didn't have much. And from the trailers, you would think that Michael Keaton was like the main character or, a big part of the movie. And he is a big part of the movie, but he's not as big as the promotion would say it is. It takes about an hour to get to him. And then when he is there, he's probably there for maybe 40-45 minutes, which is, I will take that over nothing any day. So it's better, they could have just done him with a cameo. But everything that he was in the trailer. So I felt like when I was seeing him, I was like, okay, I've already seen this, but it was so cool to see him, especially with the Danny Elfman score always playing when he was doing stuff. That was very nice. And it was awesome to see him, fight in the Batsuit. We got to see him fight some aliens. We got to see him, do all kinds of crazy things, which was really cool to see. He kicked a lot of ass. He was a highlight for me, but I don't know if it's because, I have this nostalgia grip on it. But I really enjoyed him in the movie, as well as EzraMiller. He did a great job. And
SashaCalle.
She did a great job as well. BenAffleck, I thought he did a great job. I like BenAffleck as Batman. Of course, Michael Keaton's my favorite one, but BenAffleck is a good Batman. I think he's a good Bruce Wayne. Now, a lot of people are very sour on the CGI. The CGI wasn't the greatest. It did look a little weird, but I don't think it's as terrible as everybody's saying it is. I do understand. I feel like the way the CGI was done in the spots that it was, I feel like it worked. Because it was in when the Flash was going through his back in time, they would show like all the different things. So in my mind, it's like his world is different. So he's seeing everything's like different in like clay or rubber kind of thing, which I really believe it worked. It would have been cool to see all the cameos that they had. Those were all most of them were CGI. Actually, they were all CGI except for like Gal Gadot. She was not CGI, but Adam West and stuff like. But obviously, because those people aren't around anymore. But Nicolas Cage, that was a good cameo. He was CGI'd, and I think they did that as CGI as just so he can look younger again. But also, they're like, hey, if we're going to do CGI for somebody like Christopher Reeves, then they're like, why don't we do CGI for everybody? They also had a really weird CGI scene, or CGI babies. And I completely understand why they did the CGI babies, because they don't want people to freak out because there's real babies in distress, or people don't want to see real babies in distress or things that look like real babies. They're going to the movies to escape, especially when you go to a Flash movie. You're going to escape. You're not going to see an A24 movie or something along those lines. But I think the CGI kind of made it laughable to some people, but I completely understand where they were coming from. My favorite cameo in the movie, though, was the very end scene, and I thought this was one of my favorite scenes beside all the Michael Keaton scenes and the stuffed monkey scene. And this was the very end. You see Barry Allen outside the courtyard, and he gets a call from Bruce Wayne. And Bruce Wayne's like, hey, I'm pulling up. And you see this like very nice car, maybe a Rolls Royce, I don't know. It pulls up, and all you see is shoes come out, and then it reveals Bruce Wayne, but this Bruce Wayne is actually George Clooney. I laughed so freaking hard. I am somebody who is a fan of Batman and Robin, of course. But I've heard a lot of people were very upset with that ending, and people are like, oh my God, does that mean George Clooney is the new Batman? No, George Clooney is not the new Batman. I just, nobody in this movie is coming back, I don't think. Maybe Supergirl might come back later on. I kind of have a feeling they'll fit her in later on because she was a breakout star, and I would feel really bad if they didn't bring her back because she did such a great job, and this is such a great opportunity for an actress like that, or for anybody. Or for an actor, not just an actress, but anybody. But yeah, I laughed so hard. I was like, that was a great cameo. I freaking love that cameo. I just think that this movie came out too close to Spider-Verse. And the normal or average person or family doesn't go to the movies that often that close to each other. So I think people were still living on the hype of the Spider-Verse. So if this movie would have came out like a month later, then those comic book people who were seeing those movies with that family, who were still hyped up on Spider-Verse and wanted to see that verse or see that movie first, would have went off to go see Batman later on, and it would have made a little more money. So I know that Michael Keaton is not coming back, and that made me so sad. And I was like, man, there's so many movies. Like there was like they want to do a Batman Beyond. There was like the Batman Girl, and there's an alternate ending with Michael Keaton in it. You can see pictures of it online. There's also a cameo that he did at the end of Aquaman 2, and then they ended up scrapping that ending or that end credit scene, and they reshot it with BenAffleck, and I've heard they've scratched that one, so neither of them are going to be in it. But I know that he's not coming back, so that made me sad. But in this movie, they do kill him off, and I know this is weird to say, but I like that they killed him off. So I'm just like, okay, so he's gone, so that explains why he will not be coming up in the next movies. And it was cool to see. He dies actually twice because Barry Allen keeps trying to redo it, and maybe they can have a different outcome. But basically, the moral of the story is, everything happens for a reason, and certain things need to happen in order for the universe to thrive and live on, and for things to happen. That's why towards the end I don't quite understand. So the whole movie, Barry Allen, he can't have his parents see him, and he can't make a big ruckus. He can't have many people see him except he's not supposed to have anybody see him. And he's not supposed to do anything major, so he puts a can of tomatoes in his mom's shopping cart so she doesn't forget it, and so his dad doesn't have to go to the store, which while he's at the store, someone comes in the house and murders his mom, and then his dad gets framed for that. I'm also wondering, do we find out in Flash Comics who killed the Flash's mom? He ends up taking that thing of tomatoes out of his mom's cart and putting it back on the shelf. So, and then at the end, you find out he puts up all of his tomatoes up on the top shelf, so his dad will look up, so he has an alibi for the camera. But in my mind, it's like, okay, so you still mess with fate, because he doesn't get out, or he doesn't get away there, and he'll get out later on in life. But what if he was meant to stay in jail? That doesn't mess up the timeline or mess up anything that's coming in the future, or does the future not really matter? I don't know. Also, speaking of time travel, there is a really cool Easter egg or nod that in this universe, that Eric Schultz is actually Marty McFly. It's not Michael J. Fox. So it's kind of cool that that they brought it up a couple times in the movie, and I thought that was really cool. I like that nod. There's also a really cool Easter egg in Barry Allen's room. He had two posters up. He may have had different posters too, but I noticed these two. He had an Interstellar. No, he had an Inception poster, and he also had a Mars Attacks poster, which they're both posters of directors of Batman. You got Christopher Nolan, who did the Dark Knight trilogy, and then you have Tim Burton, who did Batman '89 and Batman Returns. So that was really cool to see that little Easter egg. This is a movie that's getting a lot of hate. I don't think that it deserves the hate that it's getting. Is it the greatest superhero movie ever made? I don't think so. Is it close to the best superhero movie? No, but it's a great time. It's an absolute great time. It's fun, and it's awesome to see Michael Keaton. I think if you're a Michael Keaton fan, you're definitely going to love seeing him back. So it's cool to, get those, the older audience in. Got him, the older audience. I think there's something for everybody in the family. There's a lot of heart to this movie. There's some comedy. There's some great action pieces. And Michael Keaton, of course. They show the Batmobile. It would have been really cool to see the Tim Burton Batmobile, cruising through the streets. But I kind of understand why they didn't do it. Because if they had the Batmobile driving through the streets of Gotham, they would probably have people being like, well, now we need to see Tim Burton's Gotham. So they probably didn't want to spend the money on that, because Tim Burton's Gotham is a spectacle to look at. That's my favorite Gotham of all time. But if this movie looks interesting to you, I would go see it and form your own opinion. You may actually love this movie. Honestly, I feel like there's a lot of people hating this movie who hasn't even seen the movie. And there's also people out there who, when things get really hyped, there's a lot of other people who can't wait to take that hype down, or the hype gets so brought up in their head that when they see it, they're like, that was not what I thought of in my head, because, you fantasize things way better than they are in real life. This is a movie I definitely want to see again, and I think I want to go see it in IMAX if possible. I heard that it's super cool in IMAX. And is this a movie that I love? I don't love it yet. Is it a movie I thought was entertaining and I enjoy a lot? Absolutely. Will I be buying it? Yes, I will. I'll be buying a Steelbook 4K when this comes out. I gotta put it in the collection. I even got this cool Flash cup with Michael Keaton topper. Why don't you tell your friends? I'm Batman. But that's cool. It has Michael Keaton Batman on there. It has The Flash. And then it has Supergirl. The Dude approves. Go watch it. Go form your own opinion. Tell me who is your favorite superhero in the comments, whether it's DC, Marvel, or whatever else is out there. Blank Man. Just, let me know. What is the Phantom? Is that Marvel? Or is it something else? Because Billy Zane Phantom was was the shit when I was a kid. Since I am such a casual fan of comic books and this kind of lore, I do want to recommend a review by Tracy from Nerdy Film Girl. I'm going to link that in the description. She did an excellent review for TheFlash, and she also did a live stream with her boyfriend Maxfield, and I'm going to link that in the description as well. So go and check those out if you want a true fan's opinion on this movie. They have a great outlook on it, so go ahead and check that out. Let me know who your favorite Batman is in the comments, but please be respectful to everybody. Let's have a good time here. Cheers to who's respecting. Don't forget to roundhouse kick that like button, and have a great day. Ugh. The mask made my hands and beard smell weird. I'm Bad Dude. Na 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 na. Gotta wash these nuts out of my mouth. Hey yo. Can't let that hit the internet.